Happy Thursday, everyone. We've almost made it through the week. Today we have our warm up. We've got vocabulary, and then you are also going to start part 3 of flowers for Algernon. So the warm up is it possible to be too smart? This is an opinion question. If you think yes, why? If you don't think it's impossible to be too smart, explain why. So as always, in your OneNote binder, go to the warm-up section, week of 12/7. Today is the 10th. It is Thursday. Pause the video here and get your answer down. So your vocabulary is actually in your OneNote binder as well. So I am going to show you guys where it is. As always, it's in the root section, and then you're going to find the document that says word math. And I know it sounds silly, but we are going to actually be doing some adding and subtracting, so on and so forth. So we'll go into the roots, and then word math is right here. All right, so we're going to break down this word. I want to show you, it's the study of word parts is called morphology, and I want to show you how roots and suffixes work together in sentences. So right here we have the word tenacious. It might be a word that you are unfamiliar with, but in that word we have the root ten, which is one that we're studying. And then we have OUS, which is something that we have studied previously. So go ahead and underline both of those word parts because they are familiar to us. It's really important, guys, when you come up on a word that you don't know, to look for word parts that you do know, because it's going to help you at least gain a sense of what they mean. So we know that 10 means to hold. And bear with me because I am doing this with my mouse. My iPad has not been working today. And then we know that OUS is from Unit 1, but it means full of. Ooh, rough. Okay, so our definition of the word, just using the word parts, is full of hold, which doesn't make much sense. And if you look up the actual definition of the word, I'm going to put it right here. The definition is to consistently, I didn't see my key, there we go, have a firm hold on something. So if we're looking at our word parts, we've got hold and full of. The word hold is actually in the definition right there. We've got to consistently have a firm hold on something. Full of necessarily isn't in there word for word. However, consistently having something shows that you are full of it. So both of those word parts are working in the definition, and I just wanted you guys to see what that looked like broken down. So pause the video here, make sure that your word math document looks exactly like mine on the screen. Alrighty, now that we have our word broken down into our equation, we are going to move into our reading. So the reading for today is quite extensive. We're going to break this down into 2 different parts, but we're going to do think, rich, all at the same time. We're just going to do a really in-depth first close read, okay? Because again, it is so long and I want to be able to get finished by Friday. So I am going to type out my think. We know that T is title, H is headings, I is images, N is new vocabulary, and K is knowledge. Whoops, spelled vocabulary wrong. Whew, is it Friday yet? Okay. Make that a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. We know that the title is still Flowers for Algernon. So I'm going to check that off. Gracious. I'm going to delete that. Okay. Let's go back over here. Sorry, guys. Technology's not working in my favor today. When you go through and look at the headings, they are all still spelled correctly. Nothing has changed. So I'm actually not even going to note anything. I'm just going to check off that the headings are still there. The images. Now, we looked at this image yesterday. This is him and his teacher looking like they are on somewhat of a date. And then scrolling down, we see a new picture of Charlie. So right here, we've got a picture of Charlie, and I'm going to type since obviously my computer's not really letting me draw. And in this picture, Charlie looks serious. 1-2 said that he looks like a businessman. It looks like he's thinking or sharing. His hands are folded. It also looks, the look on his face is very serious, as we had said before. Okay. So this is a little bit different than some of the other pictures that we had seen. So again, pause the video here and make sure that you have that written down as your notes. And as I continue to scroll through and look at other pictures, now we've got a picture of Charlie, and he looks a little different. So I'm going to put picture again. In this picture, Charlie almost looks a little confused. 1-2 said he looked older and distracted. It almost looks as if he's saying, ooh, if that makes sense, because of the way that his lips are and how his eyes are diverted. So there's there's a distinct difference between his look in the first picture and his look in the second picture. So I'm going to scroll up to the top, and remember, as always, you could pause the video there and get that down. You guys are earning points today for your annotations, so please make sure that you are annotating. So we've got images. We're actually going to go through and look at new vocabulary, jot down questions, and annotate the text all at the same time, because as I had said, this is going to be an intense first/close read. So we are going to start at Progress Report 12, April 30th. And remember, anything that I have you need to get down. I'm going to start you off with the first 3 paragraphs, and you guys are going to go through and annotate the rest on your own. As I had said, you are doing this on your own. You are earning points. Please make sure that you actually finish your annotations. So, Progress Report 12, April 30th. I've quit my job with Dunnigan's Plastic Box Company. Mr. Dunnigan insisted that it would be better for all concerned if I left. What did I do to make them hate me so? And right here off the bat, Charlie seems confused as to why he lost his job. Why did he lose his job? That's actually a question that I have. So I'm going to put that right next to that paragraph. And I'm going to make that text pop out so that I can see it. I'll make it red. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Maybe a little smaller. Sorry guys, my intention was to do this with my pen, but as we know, sometimes technology doesn't work out in our favor. And just like we said at the beginning of the year, we're going to roll with it. We're going to stay calm. So the first I knew of it was when Mr. Dunnigan showed me the petition, 840 names, everyone connected with the factory except Fanny Gurdon. Scanning the list quickly, I saw at once that hers was the only missing name. All the rest demanded that I be fired. So my question right off the bat is, why are his co-workers insisting that he be fired? That is weird. Before, they made fun of him because he was smart and they didn't care if he was around. Now that he's smarter and can actually interact with them, they don't want him around. Super weird. Joe Karp and Frank Riley wouldn't talk to me about it. No one else would either except Fanny. She was one of the few people I'd known who set her mind to something and believed it no matter what the rest of the world proved, said, or did. And Fanny did not believe that I should have been fired. She had been against the petition on principle, and despite the pressure and threats, she'd held out. Which don't mean to say, she remarked, that I don't think there's something mighty strange about you, Charlie. Them changes. I don't know. You used to be a good, dependable, ordinary man. Not too bright, maybe, but honest. Who knows what you done to yourself to get so smart all of a sudden? Like everybody around here saying, Charlie, it's not right. Again. Where'd it go? There we go. Why don't his coworkers want him to be intelligent? His coworkers want him to be intelligent. Fanny said he was a better employee when he wasn't bright. So as you continue to read and as you continue to not only ask questions, but annotate and make sense of the text, try to focus on the relationships that Charlie has with the people around him. Charlie's starting to change, and with his changes and with his increased intelligence, the relationships between him and the people around him are also changing. For example, he and Miss Kinnean fell in love, okay? And the people at his occupation or his job want him fired. So again, as you read, continue to look for those changes in the relationships around him. I would like for you to read through paragraph 179. So you're going to stop at June 5th. So you're going to read, annotate, question paragraphs 125 through 179. Okay. And then tomorrow we're going to get together and we're going to knock out paragraphs 180 through the rest of the text. All right. So this is a larger chunk of reading. It might take a lot of time. I'm trying to make this video as short as possible so that you have more time to annotate. As always, please message me with any questions. I will see you tomorrow.